All right, we should be
Yay.
live.
Oh, yeah. It looks like it's going.
Woohoo!
Let me refresh the page again. Yeah, okay, there it is.
Well, goddamn, we're here. We're
Don't
reading
say
manga.
Okay.
Okay, I won't. Yep, we're number 7. We've stuck with this for a surprising amount with relatively little thing, and we're at the end of one of the things today.
Well, almost.
Well, we're almost at the end
Almost.
of yeah.
We could have been at the end of it, but we decided to do.
We've made it a fair ways into Soul Eater too. Just looking over at my shelf.
Yeah, like that's
we've
like,
read
what,
19 out of
2?
25 volumes. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say 2 more podcasts. I don't think we should cover 6 volumes in one go. I think we'll do.
No, I was just thinking in terms of like how this is divided, because I could also see an argument of saying it's one really long arc rather than 2.
I've been looking at it today, and I think we should do like a short Soul Eater next time, like just like 2 volumes, maybe not even that, and then cover the last 4 in like a big final arc. Soul Eater
I think we should, kind of do that. Just stagger it so that we end Tokyo Ghoul, then Soul Eater, then PunPun, which
that sounds good to me.
Which is cool. Yeah. So are we starting with?
We're here with the Spar toy, and there's I think it's a time skip. Like I think it's like a few months time skip, and I think they're like maybe some of them have had birthdays. Yeah,
you could probably puzzle it out if you check the length of Ox's new hair now.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right.
Yeah, they
about
must
an
be
inch a month.
Yeah, I would believe like 6 months maybe, because they're like 15 now. Originally they're like more 13, 14, and it's been a while since the beginning of the story. So yeah, they're more like muscly, curvy teens now, I guess.
Yeah, Maka is steadily getting to the point where Chainsaw Guy can go out with her.
Still no chest, but but she got more of a booty. Black Star is jacked.
Yeah, I posted that one. I don't know if it's a cover or just an illustration.
Yeah, it's a volume.
But after
inlay cover.
After having a shockingly low amount of fan service for so long, he just decides to draw Maka with a dump truck ass just pointed right at the camera. It's like,
don't forget Blair. Don't forget Blair and her little witch friends. They're pretty saucy too.
Oh, but they've always been that way.
Well, yeah, but they haven't shown up in a bit.
Blair was the only one allowed to do fan service for a while, because she's like the safe horny pick. But you're never gonna get criticized for saying Blair's cute.
But hot damn, yeah, she does.
The first chapter.
And Soul is a death scythe now. They got 100 souls again, and 8 Arachne's soul, which is cool. And it's everyone's so growed up, like the Rugrats.
I like the coattails on Marcus.
Yeah, I like those a lot too. They look cool. I like the curly ties. Soul is wearing like a headband now, and his hair is all sticky uppy. Yeah.
They managed to eke a lot of character development out of this.
Yes.
Also, I like how they kind of did a little later, but they kind of did like a Dante's Inferno framing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why does Dante's Inferno work every time someone does it?
They mentioned Lord Dunsany, and Maka said it was like her favorite book or something.
I really? I missed that.
Yeah, in my copy, when she meets an Index, he's like, "What is your favorite? Like, what is stuff you like to read or something?" And she says Lord Dunsany's something or other. I was like, "Wow, that's cool." I mean, Kubo seems more well known. More well versed. I was reading the official, the more well versed in Western stuff than a lot of mangaka. I mean, even now he's referencing that the whole thing is also like a Lovecraft Avon thing, and the Great One of Power looks like Cthulhu kind of.
Yeah.
Yes. But okay.
Very cool.
Yeah, what's going on? We have Noah and his posse of rejects, of losers.
Aren't even that many.
No, there aren't. And we open with Gopher, the new the new guy, who is a very strange character. The opening bit is all about like them training a bit and Maka learning to fly, which is cool. And we have silly Gopher punching Death the Kid over and over again.
Which he doesn't mind.
He doesn't really mind. Justin likes listening.
I like how they can torture Death the Kid with the most inane things. Just looking at him when your face is a little crooked drives him crazy. Scratch
him on one side with a back scratcher.
Oh yeah, I
he screams. Yeah, please, someone help me. Yeah, that's a good face he makes.
A petty.
Yeah, that's really good when she kicks Black Star in the asshole.
On that situation, I feel I don't remember if this comes up later, but I think they sort of missed, or he sort of missed a good writing decision. Like you think that with Kid gone and Patty training, you would think that she would be using Liz as a gun, and then when we have like the mission in Africa, they're just guns for killing.
I thought that was kind of cool though, like because he was like armed to the teeth. Like I like the look of him with like the double holster and the punch.
Yeah, but now all of the petty training doesn't do anything, at least so far.
Well, it's just I think that was I don't know. I think that was more like supposed to be, like it just in case you get separated from a Meister, you can defend yourselves. Is all like ideally no. Weapons aren't supposed to be just fighting on their own unless they're Justin or Giriko. But
that's what it looked like in terms of building it up.
Well, yeah, but even then they weren't going to be as. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I like seeing. I like seeing when Meisters use different weapons than their own. I think that's cool. This marks the shift in the art style. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks this, but like the art style looks different going from here on out. It has this more modern Soul Eater look where everyone is kind of more, I don't know, like angular and their noses are a bit higher and there's a lot of like gray shading on all the faces.
Yeah, the gray shading on.
Yeah, and it's like I don't mind it at all. Like I still think it looks really cool, and some of the best pages and spreads and panels ever like happen both in this arc and are coming up like in more stuff. But like I really love the art style around Arachnophobia, like. That to me is like the peak where it's more experimental, and the characters' faces look more like rounder, and I like them a bit more. They look much better than like the very first bits, but they don't look as sleek as going forward from here. And he kind of stays on this art style for the rest of the manga.
I would describe it as it's not like the art style has changed that much. It's more like he's exercising the last remnants of the kind of derpy early style that crept in.
Yeah, like everyone is very like a lot more long-faced in these chapters, which is fine. But yes, a brief farewell to the classic Soul Eater art style, as I'll call it. But there's still some great looking stuff.
That one almost random page where he does an experimental art style again when Krona shows back up. Or,
yes, the scribbly, the madness page. Yeah, he still does some cool. I mean, there's a load of cool arts during the great One of Power things with Death the Kid and the like using the black and whites inverted stuff and the cool like brush pen effects. Like he still brings it when he has to. I'm not complaining. I'm just noticing this like a bit of a shift into this more like sleeker modern style. Like you can tell, like you show me any page and I can tell you what part of the manga it's from just like based on that. Yeah, but yeah, the fight with Gopher is like okay. It's more.
Yeah, it was reminding me of Tokyo Ghoul with his wing and launching project and Ukaku Ghoul.
It's more about just getting. I mean, I do think it's cute the whole thing with Maka being like wanting Soul to call her an angel. That's the thing with them getting a bit older too. Is like everyone seems very horny. Like not just because of the last chapter.
Subaki.
Well, yeah, I know, but like even before that, like when Black Star says something cool, all the girls in the class are like blushing and like looking at him. There's a bunch of like Soul getting love letters and stuff. Like there's a lot of hormones in the air in these in this arc. And I like the stuff with Maka being like, I want to be an angel too, and she makes these silly wings, and then she gets the big ones. Like all that stuff is cute. And yeah, they're out to get Maka because she's fucking dangerous. Everyone's trying to murder her.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what? Yeah, go on, say stuff.
She gets another round of back and forth with her dad, where her dad is trying to be professional and be like, listen, you have the special super seeker power, so you're a target, you need to be careful. Then she's like, you don't even love me, you just want my power, and runs off. And it's like, and this is after he's been desperately trying to give her love for the entire
I know. Yeah, that's funny.
It's just silly.
It is. I mean, yeah, there's just silly teenagers at the end of the day. I like when she slices his heart in half. That's funny. And he makes
was a great panel.
Yeah, it makes the mouth the cracked, broken.
It didn't even look like a heart until he stabbed it, but then it looks like a broken heart.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still amazing. Obviously, like I don't want this to seem like I don't like this arc as much as Arachnophobia, but I still think it's really strong. Like, there's nothing about it where I'm like, I don't like this outright. I'm just like, this is more of like a gimmicky kind of a. It's more of like a comedy arc in many ways. Yeah, I mean, like most of the book is like played for yucks, you know.
Yeah, but the thing I don't like, not exactly about this arc, but more about
like
sort of writing
forward,
is like Noah, in how he does not seem to fit into the lore of the world so far. We don't even know what he is. Like, he's just
Noah is confusing that they call him like a mage or a wizard or a sorcerer or something, depending on the translation. It's like, what does that mean? Like, I think he's just like a dude that got a book. Yeah, he always struck me as like he's like one of the like weirder like villains, because he doesn't really feel like he doesn't really have that much to him, honestly. Like, he talks a lot about his, collecting
panels are repeating the same stuff over and over again, that he's collecting everything.
Yeah, like he just says those, he kind of acts like unemotional, sees things as tools, and then he has like a really overpowered book that just like spits out a bunch of powerful creatures and then he dies.
Yeah, that's like another problem. Like, I will call it like pet fights are always like hard to make interesting in pretty much everything, because it's not the person.
In my translation, he literally says, "I choose you" before throwing stuff out. Like, he's playing Pokemon. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, that's. I think he's like the weakest villain in Sully, like of the main ones. Like, I feel similar. Green mentioned like that he likes Green Island the least because it like wants for a good villain, the same way York New and Chimera Ants have, and I feel that way kind of about the Avon arc, I guess I'll call it. Like, it doesn't really have.
Although I would say like, in Green Island, Genfru isn't even that bad of a villain.
He's not bad, but he's just not as cool,
horrible
as the other ones.
I mean, if you, how many Genthrus would you need to get one Meruem?
I mean, okay, that's obviously the
or
the
even one
comparison.
Crollo though, or even like.
Obviously, it's not on that level.
Yeah, that's what we. I mean, Medusa is still around though, which is cool.
Yeah.
That's one of like the big first highlights is the fight with. I enjoy the Africa mission is like fine or whatever. It's like fun, but it's like a silly outing. But then the fight against the Black Star of Krona fight.
Yeah,
is
that one is good. Like,
it's really good.
As Krona is pretty much always good.
I enjoyed that a lot too, because now we've had Krona have a one-on-one with every of the main three. Like, she fought Maka first, then she fought Death the Kid on Nidhogg, and now she finally has a one-on-one with Blackstar. And we also they acknowledge the girl-boy thing, because Blackstar's like, maybe I should say you have 4 swords, and then Ragnarok's like, oh, you want to see? And then it's like, it's like the suitcase in Pulp Fiction. They won't fucking show us the crotch, damn it.
I'm sure people haven't been arguing about this panel for 50 years.
But man, 3-armed Krona is fucking badass. Cool. Yeah, it's a cool. It's fun that, like, even though he has a perfectly awesome fighting style, he keeps adding layers onto it. Like, she still has all the abilities she had before, but now she has this weird, like, she jumps around with like them in like a triangular formation and spins
she
her
looks
body.
Like a swastika.
Yeah, she turns into like a weird swastika thing. Yeah, and she's got fucking crazy moves. It's cool. Medusa's doing good on her word of keeping this experiment going. Yeah.
It seems we don't know really what even happened to Krona, but it seems that she does not remember Marker and the others.
But she does though, because she then lists a bunch of their names without Blackstar even mentioning them. So I think it's like a weird denial thing where she has like been brainwashed, or for her own like mental like fortitude, she kind of has blocked them out, but at the same time part of her obviously remembers that. I think it's more of that. Also Blackstar just kicks her ass, which is great. I mean, Blackstar has just become so fucking overpowered. So we have other characters constantly being like, Jesus Christ, he might really be stronger than the gods now. Like, he just fucking he fights like all the witches and Krona at the same time, like without breaking a sweat. He's just like, whatever. Erica's like, we would need to outnumber him like 10-1 to even fucking put a dent in him, because he's just become so fucking crazy after fighting Mifune.
Really
that was great. Like he does a lot of stuff experimentally with the format of manga in these chapters, which I try to appreciate. Like, he has this scream during the whole time, and then Blackstar's overpowers her scream, and like goes on for the rest of the thing. And then in that chapter, he does the cool thing too, where he puts like he does like his own handprint over Medusa before Justin shows up to slice that. And I was like, this is the kind of stuff that like COVID anime fans and manga fans will like praise Chainsaw Man for, and be like, he's so innovative, like he does the thing with the finger comes outside of the panel. It's like Soul Eater like 15 years earlier was doing cool shit like that. Yeah, like he's always like looking cool ways to be like experimental with. The funniest is during when they're in the book and he puts all the text in the gutter of the pages. Did you guys see that? Like that goes. Did you not see this? It goes.
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
The gutter of a book is the space between the two pages, and in comics it's faux pas to put your text anywhere near the middle because it gets squashed into the fold of the page, if you see what I mean. So it's hard to read.
See, but I didn't notice.
I wondered how well it would track online. I guess Green also didn't notice. Excalibur pushes everyone's speech bubbles into the center of the 2-page spread so no one can read them. And then Noah is trying to read the book, and he's like, I can't read because the fucking speech bubbles are in the gutter. I'll put it. I'll put it up.
On the online.
Yeah, because online you would see just one page and then the other, so I was like, oh, it won't track as well.
About Excalibur, when they're descending through the layers of hell, when they get to Wrath, and you just see Excalibur's face.
That's some of the funniest. That's some of the funniest like faces for them too, where they're like, "What the fuck?"
I was howling just in my empty room because it's like, of course he would be here. Yeah, of course.
And they telegraph it because the Great One of Power says like, "Oh yeah, there's Ashura, the Shinigami, me, Abon, and the last one, which is already in this book," because like Noah mentions he's already captured him too, and it's like, oh yeah, because fucking he's the Great One of anger, the madness of anger is Excalibur. Just for funniness, here's a photo I took myself. I see the text bubble of what Blackstar is saying is stuck in the gutter here. And then on top left it's saying, whoa, look, Blackstar's line got buried in the gutter of the book. And then,
oh, damn.
And then Noah's in here at the bottom left going, hard to see what's in the gutter. Like, he's trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And if I tried reading what it said in the gutter, it says something like, the readers won't be able to read my lines here because they're stuck in the gutter. And Excalibur's just going, Excalibur from the United Kingdom, singing a silly song about going to California.
Then they tear open reality and just use it to get rid of Excalibur.
Yeah. Liz throws Excalibur outside of the book, like saving him just because they couldn't stand it anymore. Oh fuck. Okay, that stuff was all good. I like the party a lot at Shinigami's house and the witch is being mean, and then I like Mari kicking the shit out of Spirit and then leaving in a huff. And also again with the horniness, she sees the girls being all cute with Stein and she gets jealous and leaves. It's like, she just said earlier, like, who would be attracted to that psychopath? And then she's getting all jealous.
It's also
of
like
him.
Weird in how little Mary has done in the plot so far, outside of being Stein's weapon for once, and obviously being
she had her best scenes with Krona. When she was like being like counselor to Krona, and then she like lives at Stein's house, and then Krona planted the device inside of her. Like all that stuff was cool.
Yeah, I feel like compared to how much of an impact it had on the plot, it's not all that much so far, which is a little sad. Like, I mean,
it's sad because I like Mari, but also we can't just have every character get the same page time, because that's not how stories work.
I mean, they've been smart about excluding characters here and there, giving people timeouts, killing a few people. It's
talking about killing a few people. Name who I can't pronounce because I don't speak Nahuatl.
Oh, Tessa
or whatever. Yeah, he gets killed without having done much.
Or does he? Question mark.
Oh my god. Yeah, I did feel bad for that guy, because he just,
I seem to recall some later pages, but okay. Hey, look, when he's like, I brought you a frog.
I love that one.
Karate, you got Shinigami chopped.
Yeah. This stretch, it really showed how good the author is at pacing and progress and knowing how to keep things moving. Like, one thing is great.
Because I wasn't sure how you would react to this.
Well, you can feel that we're kind of on the downward slope now. You know, we're starting to wrap things up. We're starting to progress elements that were pretty static. We're like the whole dream. I don't know if you could call it dream sequence, but the whole section where Maka and Soul are facing their insecurities and stuff. It's like, okay, we're just getting a little more mileage out of the character development while we still can. It's going to be cool. They're even still doing twists on characters' visuals. They managed to give Death the Kid the little skull mouth things.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, they show a crack on Shinigami's mask.
Yeah. That's a cool. Yeah, I like everything about. That's like the highlight for me, and I guess it's like the big finale. Like the Giriko Soul fight is like fine, but the like Black Star versus Death the Kid in the like throes of madness is like still what I remembered most vividly from this, and it was still cool. Like Teenage Me was all over that. I like that a lot. Like the nothingness argument and because he did do a good job, because it didn't feel like just like we had this recently. We were watching the first arc of Naruto, and then Naruto had like he was like so sad he thought Sasuke had died, and they do like compilation of like all those moments we had, and like most of them were just like them arguing and bickering and kind of like lame. But like it feels justified with them too, because like actually like Black Star and Death the Kid have had a lot of really good moments together. Like they went on that Excalibur silly road trip. They had the fight when he first got to the school, and they had the cool one where he kicks the shit out of Black Star and like knocks him out of his reverie, and then he wants to do the same for him. And it's like, and it feels cool seeing how much like Black Star has matured from his like through his combat. He has that cool line about keeping the scar on his shoulder, and then later when he fights the Noah, he does a move called Masamune, where he Infinity, where he shoots out a bunch of swords. I was like, yes, more of this. That was
I think cool. Black Star is probably my favorite soul.
Well, but he's also such he's like so. He like has grown so much on me and I guess you and most people like from his first appearance, because like initially he's like the obnoxious like annoying silly guy,
Naruto.
but that's like the opinion other characters in the story have of him too, so it's funny because it's almost like meta in that way, where he's like meant to be annoying, and then you slowly realize like how actually much of a cool noble guy he is, and you're like, wow, he's awesome. Yes, this is a great phrase. My official copy literally said on Black Star, it said, "You have to be shitting me," which I think is even better than "Oh hell no." Translation has been great on the official volumes. I recommend if anyone's thinking of getting them, like, dude, because they hold back nothing on like the profanity, and it's really great. Like. Yeah, it happens twice. Then it's Patty and Killick join in, and they're like, "What the hell? Why did you follow us in here?" Because he follows them into Pride. It's just like, yeah, that the fucking faces on that one are the best. Where are they? Look at Patty at the bottom. It's like she's like got her head stuck out and her tongue out. And they're like,
yeah, it just degenerates into abstract.
And he was so annoying. He made the index make the cringe face, even though the index doesn't have a face. Yeah, like that's how infuriating he is. He's like, maybe the index was made to correct your stupid upturned nose. Stuff for the like. It's a funny bunch of chapters. It's funny them killing the pig and eating him. It's funny
the pig one. They have the most amusing faces while they're eating.
They're just like drooling, and then it's funny that everything they do with like the gender swap, where the girls are really are more perverted than the guys. Solitaire is like really cute, and they're like, did Maka change? She looks the same. That was all fun.
The way female Killick looks at the male Blair.
Yeah, it's like blushing. Yeah. And I agree with Green. Like that was some of the best like emotional stuff. Was like all the stuff with Maka. Like I really like that metaphor with the music, where it turns out Maka is like green and she doesn't understand music.
Yeah.
And she's like getting upset about it, and she's like, jazz is stupid. And the album he had was Bitches Brew, which is a nice touch. Chapeau, as they say, to that choice.
It's interesting they managed to give Soul this sad little backstory, emotional arc with such little influence in the story. It only comes up like 2 or 3 times, and not for very long.
I think I said this like really early on, but I think it's funny how much of like, considering how much of an impact they have on the main characters. It's interesting how neither his brother nor his mom his brother or Maka's mom ever show up in the actual story. Like they're only like alluded to or show up in flashbacks, but they're like very important to the core of these characters.
Yeah, we also get like a little bit more on Patty and Liz's backstory.
Yeah, that was cool. Nice. Yeah, I like.
Also interesting when they gender swap, they specifically take on the qualities they find attractive.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's a goofy idea.
One thing I noticed about that is like Blackstar has big tits, obviously, and Killick is quite well endowed too. But girl version of Soul is quite not like fully flat chested, but has a very like moderate chest.
Yeah,
and I was
like, a lot like Maka.
Yeah, it looks like Maka, exactly. I was like, I wonder.
Like a little bit more girly, maybe. But
I mean, they've really like I said this at the beginning too, but like they really skirt around constantly being like essentially all of the Meisters and their not all, but a lot of the Meisters and weapons seem to be just like basically a couple in almost every way, except like all the girls get really jealous whenever the idea of anyone else like being with their partner comes up, like being like, oh, I should be with Souls, I use Soul instead. She's like, they act like jealous girlfriends that they've been looking at other girls or something, which is funny. Yes,
they do. And when they're in Envy World, it's Maka is specifically mad about that one getting cute.
Yeah, does she show up again?
No, that was weird because she like shows up in the real world and then she's just like kind of the payoff is in like this mental scape play. Yeah, that is strange.
I like that art of
that's a good 2-page spread. Giriko's death is a bit weird, but Giriko themselves are like weird. I mean, it was more like tidying up a loose end from arachnophobia.
I like it like metaphorically that his own just rage and stuff killed some.
That is cool, but it's like it's also not necessary for the story. Like we could have just had Giriko die in many other ways in many situations and it would have been fine. But we need someone for Maka and Soul to fight, which is cool. Going back, what did you guys I like a lot too Justin's like Kishin form where he fights crazy with where he is a guillotine and he throws around guillotines and shit. Like that was pretty cool.
I like his form, but I actually noticed his fight against Medusa is probably the one that's the hardest to follow, like in terms of what's going on in the panels.
It can be a bit tricky.
Reminded me of the earlier Tokyo Ghoul stuff where there's too much in it.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's also becomes silly that like Justin just keeps making a habit out of yeeting himself out of fights constantly, where he just like shows up, does a bit of fighting, and he's like, I better get out of here. This is getting hairy. Bye. I'm gonna go see the Kishin.
Yeah. One, like with like the other Meisters, he just basically says, I don't want to fight you right now. Like he could, and he does like a little bit in the beginning, and then he just stays out of it.
Well, he's interested in finding his Lord and Savior, Kishin-sama. He's not interested in staying here to defend.
It's like another little bit of a problem I have with the writing with the Noah fight is that it starts off with all the Meisters basically getting trashed by Noah's creatures, and then the students not having any problems with them. I get that is the point, that they grew up to be like really powerful, but it doesn't quite work for me.
Yeah, that annoys me constantly about Noah's like. Especially that like worm with the teeth. That thing seems really overpowered. Like that thing killed Mosquito in one hit. And Tetsuquatl or whatever the fuck. And Tepotla. It's like Tetsuquatl.
You're mixing two gods together.
I am. But yeah, Tetsuquatl like is seemingly dead. And it's trouncing fucking. That's like a really mean panel too. Like Justin just like clocks Mary in the head with like a full wooden guillotine. She's like bleeding out of her head. It's like, whoa. And then they just show up. Like Black Star and Death the Kid makes a bit more sense because they're like powered up from just having had like fucking crazy power like injected into them earlier,
growing out together.
Yeah, but I mean Makujo Liberty's like all cut up and dying. I mean she doesn't do that much in that fight, I guess. That was cool seeing the skull fly toward Noah, and he's like, "I'll take it all." And we got the second line of Sanzu on Death the Kid's head. But
that's cool.
I don't much enjoy like you were saying like creature fights, because the I don't know, like we have so many already, but still I always want to see him just have like a character and give them a cool fighting style. And
like with Medusa.
Like I would like to see Noah have like some weird like signature things that he does other than just like, I guess his signature thing is throwing out a bunch of monsters, but that's kind of weak.
It's just lame.
It's just lame.
I mean, I don't like this section all that much.
Oh my god.
Well, I don't. It's not as solid as Arachnophobia, that's for sure.
I mean, I won't say I liked it as much as other stuff, but
it's strong.
I was perfectly happy with it.
It's like bad. I think it's like my least favorite of the story, but it's not bad. I like the next arc more, like the big final arc, more than this one, which is cool.
Yeah. Damn.
Yes.
Everyone's growing up, moving on in the world.
I know. It's crazy.
It's sad, man.
Yeah, I don't I'm not. I think I talked my piece. I like the things.
I think we can mention like one thing that I almost forgot about, that like Eruka is forced to help the other witches with.
That's pretty cute. Yeah.
I think that's the last thing.
Okay, that was fun. No, I like some of the stuff. I like a lot of like the back and forth, like I said, between Black Star and Death the Kid in the goop in the sea. I think it's cool, like coming to there. It spells out more the thing that we've always been talking about, how like everyone is kind of crazy and they have their own particular madness, and then they flesh out essentially how like there are the old ones that kind of represent each form of madness still around, and they tap into that. There was a funny line during the fight with Justin. Yeah, that was fucking hilarious. When Tezuka, whatever the fuck, shows up, he's like, "Don't remember all the fun times we had together, Justin?" And Justin's like, "I never knew anything you were saying because you wear a mask." And he's like, "What do you mean? You never heard anything?" He's like, "Did you say something? Did you say something over and over again?" And then Medusa has a great line where she's like, "Oh man, it's always like this with these DWMA freaks." And I was like, yeah, exactly. Like, they're all fucking nuts. Like, everyone in the DWMA is more insane than like the witches, pretty much. Like Medusa is like this very level-headed, methodical person in the midst of all these like people with crazy little tisms. Just like the goofiest fucking people just shout at each other all the time. Yeah, Justin, I always enjoyed
Minor
Justin.
complaint about Justin. His power is basically I win the power, at least when he fights Medusa.
To be fair, that wasn't real. That was a brainwave. That was his madness brainwave. Like he didn't really chop off her head. That was the same as when Erica and Free went to free the Kishin and they almost killed themselves because of like the hallucinations. That's what that is. But she explains she made her own little clown to offset that.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, why are there just fucking? Oh wait, no, never mind.
He is really strong.
What's with these manga and clowns appearing at inopportune times?
Yeah, I know.
Well, clowns are an archetype.
Clowns are just like the Kishin's kind of faction, essentially. Like witches, there's the witches and their familiars, kind of. There's weapons and meisters, and then there's the Kishin has his clowns, which are just like manifestations of his madness given form, essentially. Yes. And they just propagate more madness, which is cool. But I mean, solid bunch, but I'm excited for the grand finale. We're gonna go get that Kishin, see what's up with Krona and Medusa. And everyone can have fun, and goodbye Noah, good riddance. See ya, dude.
Goodbye Moon Man.
Yeah. Okay, what do we normally do after this?
Tokyo Ghoul.
I mean...
Tokyo Ghoul, okay.
Or do you want to switch it up, Green?
Well, we're not actually finishing Tokyo Ghoul, right?
No.
Okay.
Did you read all of it?
Well, don't worry about it.
Oh, look who... Oh, the shoe is on the other foot, I see.
Well, I apparently read the wrong message. I didn't just have zero impulse control, so... Yeah, we can talk PunPun. Or wait, no, Tokyo Ghoul.
Tokyo
Ghoul. Talk Tokyo Ghoul. We can talk
Tokyo
Ghoul. 108 to 121.
Yes. Okay.
Obviously.
Yeah. Only said it multiple times. No, but I get why you...
I understand now what has happened.
Yeah.
This is Green's face when he realized.
It looks like Tokyo Ghoul chapter 108.
He's sad. He's like,
Okay.
Kaneki's having a bad time because he stabbed Banjo through the sternum.
Yeah.
That was not nice of him, but everyone else is cool with it, basically.
And Tsukiyama is just, very
Tsukiyama
to trample over ends.
Yeah, Tsukiyama brought him some books and is like, listen, when you're powerful, you're gonna murder people. It's cool. And then he takes Hanami out. Tsukiyama's really been he's got a lot of things going for him. I like him more and more. He's entertaining.
Like the first time I read Tokyo Ghoul, I didn't really like Tsukiyama, and I didn't understand why so many people in the fandom liked him. But I mean, later stuff for him, made me like him more. But now rereading it, he has been good.
Yeah, he's entertaining. I enjoy the complexities of his goals and his motivations being a bit different than a lot of the people around.
I mean, early on, we still see he's still after Kaneki.
Yeah, he keeps the same bloody napkin in a little zippy bag and sniffs it. Yeah, very cool.
Well, early on, it was just baffling. Like, why would they allow this person to hang around? Like, he's obviously
he's a
bad news.
Deranged guy.
But then as it went along, he just became a quirky guy where it's like, he's bad news, but we let him hang around. It's okay.
It's also not addressed in the text properly, but like all the money and stuff and his connection to his hacker friend, that's all over Tsukiyama. So he's basically like funding their whole operation.
That's funny. He's it's even funny how this batch we read kind of ends with him too, because like Kaneki at the end is like, we're going back to Anteiku. And then he's like, it seems like he's going to tell the one Tsukiyama to come, but then he's like, I think I need someone like you around. And he's like, yay!
One thing I do have a problem with, why on earth would they let Hinami go around with him?
They don't. Kaneki doesn't know, but I don't know what the rest of the people are doing, though. Yeah, like... they're just like fine with this. It's like
I'm pretty sure Kaneki knows.
No, he said no. Kaneki didn't know that Tsukiyama was taking Hinami.
Yeah, okay, no, I thought you were referring to like bringing Hinami on like operations. No, yeah, with the Tsukiyama thing, yeah, he did not know that Tsukiyama was going on.
Yeah, Tsukiyama like snuck out with her, just like
yeah.
I'm not saying I don't get it at all, but they're treating it like. Oh, I'm like giving someone sweets under the table or something. Like this seems like something where Tsukiyama would get beaten to death for it. Like it feels like it should be a bigger deal than it would be.
That is weird how they just mentioned like, oh, Kaneki doesn't know that we're doing this, but it's like, okay, but like every other guy who's constantly around there, either they would have just seen you leave, or at least they would have noticed that Hinami wasn't around and been like, oh shit, yeah, we gotta go find her. But they just seem to be cool with it. Okay, yeah, that is a bit odd.
I just feel like this would be tolerated far less than it was.
Like even Toka and
Nishiki, they react.
They react
favorable.
Yeah, like very like they're still like Tsukiyama, but they act like he's like the annoying guy at school, not like the man who tried to eat his girlfriend and like almost killed them all multiple times. Yeah, they're just like, oh, and he's hanging out with Hinami. Grr, that's kind of annoying. Anyway, it's like,
well, yeah, it's like this guy's whole thing is being a cannibal who murders like other.
Yeah. And like, it wouldn't be beyond him. They're like, it's like they're putting a lot of stock into like he wouldn't do this because his real goal is to like get close to Kaneki, and he doesn't want to piss him off. And it's like he could also just like on a whim like her, like she could just like cut herself. He smells the blood. Is like, damn, that also smells really tasty, and just like get hungry. Yes, but man, we got a new. Yeah, go on.
I mean, he kind of becomes like Hisoka over time.
Yeah.
But like they don't let Hisoka go to like PTA meetings and shit.
Yeah, Hisoka just like calls Killua out and they go for brunch and no one cares.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but we got a cool new character design. The author Sen.
To Takasuki Sen.
She's cute.
She's
I like her. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why she has like extra ghoul sense and just kind of seems to know that Kaneki's a ghoul, but okay. Yeah, she's like, this could be good research material. She's immediately trying to get in contact with Hinami, and he mentions, she was like, I want to write a book from like a ghoul's point of view. And so he seems like he would be good research material. It's like he didn't really do anything to show that he was a ghoul other than looking kind of weird because he has white hair. But
yeah, he should really get a hat.
Or just dye his hair. He wore a wig that one time when he went for a meeting.
Yeah, when he went to the hospital.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Kaneki and Shinami going to the book signing.
Yeah, I like that. I like that scene. I'm glad that they.
And then he just shows up as well.
They kept
says almost the same thing, and then
yes. When, that was funny. Yeah, he just shows up like 10 minutes late, and then he's like, "I knew he wouldn't be here." It's like, no.
I mean, he shows up almost exactly at the moment where they leave.
It's like, yes, this is like lies to himself.
And then Takasuki like also tries to see if Hida understands as much about the books as Kaneki did, and he just doesn't know shit.
Yeah,
it's pretty fun.
That was funny. It's like getting the characters wrong. Yeah, I mean, I like that connection because the show, the series started with like Black Goat's egg thing, and it's like, they're just like, it's like poetry. It's like the same thing. It's crazy.
Like poetry. It sucks.
Yeah, I really liked all the Akira stuff in this stretch.
Yeah,
that might be my favorite thing. Like not for the story, but just like character wise, because I really wanted to like, I liked her already. Like I thought she was cool, but I didn't think she was like. She needed more, and then we got more. I
was like from the beginning, like before we even started reading the manga together, I was wondering what your guys' opinion would be on the push-up scene.
Yeah, that was a good visual metaphor.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah, we've all been there. He could have taken a cold shower, or he could do 300 push-ups.
3,000.
3,000. Sorry,
number like that cannot be correct, but whatever.
Could have went home and jerked off for the first time in 3 years for 10 hours.
For 10 hours. I like her getting drunk was funny.
Her and
finger guns. Yeah, well, him. I was already expecting to get drunk, so it was funny to have the poor Amon has just like now he has to like babysit 2 drunks. Yeah. Just because he wanted to
answering the phone call. Who
the hell
bastard?
is this? Yeah, like, it's me. Who the hell it is? Yeah.
It's funny.
I like the "I hate you" thing.
Yeah, like we finally get to see like what she is actually like thinking.
Also, it was funny. This stretch had like the only fan service so far, but it had that all like in one little bit where it has like
it's not even like fan service.
No, I know, but it just has like suggestive shots where you see your panties, and then like in the very next one you have like the like flashback to is he called Uta the mask guy.
Uta?
Yeah, you have his flashback where like the girl from the and that's the same girl that they know later, like right, the one who's always drinking. Yeah, you have her in like a lingerie, like lifting her skirt up to lure investigators into dying. That was like very Bugs Bunny, like dress up as a girl and for kisses and then
murder them.
A
little moment of distraction so they can be killed easier.
That was funny that like that was the only time he's ever really drawn like kind of like sexy like undressed girls so far, if I recall.
It gets a little bit different, like a little bit more.
I'm fine with it. Like I'm happy he's comfortable to do that. Yeah, that was good, and that was a good. Yeah, he grabs her, then he calls her dad. She calls him daddy. Yeah, that was
like very sad.
Yeah, I like too how he like runs out. Then like runs back in with like gross or whatever the hell he gave her to to not puke. Yeah. That was a good like layout. I mean, he's been good. I like the art style has also like it's harder to tell because there weren't really any fight scenes, but like I think it's gotten even a bit better again because I like this like scribbly kind of like jagged outline thing he's been doing in these chapters where everything was very like here you can see it like whoosh, this like around here kind of thing, or the faces have been better too. Like there was some cool stuff.
Yes. Her taking her leggings off was surprisingly
What? She said, "What is this? It's in the way." She doesn't even know what pants are now.
I'm too drunk to know what pants are.
Too drunk to know what pants are. That's a good title for an autobiography. And then,
I think like art-wise, this is probably my favorite stretch in all of the like in both manga series.
Yeah, it looks cool. Yeah, this was. I mean, obviously, like, okay, we did like a less amount of chapters here, so we're not calling this like an arc or anything. And this obviously like the setup to. I mean,
like every arc seems an arc. I just consider it like the beginning section of the fun.
Like every arc so far seems to be like setup, establishing characters, conversation, and then a raid, but specifically a raid on a certain building by the doves. Like that's been the last 3. It's been like one chapter ends with them going, "All right, tonight we attack X building. Bring the doves." And this time it's going to be in Teikyu, I guess, which is cool. But yeah, there was a lot of flashbacks in this sequence too, but they were cool. We got finally some more info on Glasses Chan, Arima.
Yeah, we got more Arima stuff, we got some Yomo stuff, some Uta stuff.
He killed Yomu's mom, sister? What was it? Sister, older sister.
Yomu's sister. And here's some family relation stuff that you can puzzle out at this point if you pay attention. It will get mentioned.
That's funny because that's what Kaneki does about his author's book. He puzzles out a relation based on oh man, it's like he's telling
it's like a lot of that in this little mini thing is family relations.
And we find out that Mr. Yoshimura is Owl's dad, which what a twist. That's like an M. Night Shyamalan.
Not really. Not that.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
Like
you can say
the last stretch, I was sitting there being like, am I fucking crazy? But like, wasn't it supposed to be obvious that the manager was like that one guy?
That one guy?
Who? Which guy?
What?
Okay, never mind.
Green. Scan your scan your data banks and make sure you know what you're saying.
When they thought it was Owl like a few chapters ago, like weren't they fine in the sewer or something?
That was Owl.
Yeah.
That was the real owl, not the manager.
What, it wasn't?
No.
Okay. Okay, well, I guess I was just wrong.
I'm a little confused about what you are now talking about. Have you finished the thing too, Michi?
No, I haven't. I just assumed
okay.
that the guy that they fought on the Aogiri building, since he was literally the boss of Aogiri, has to be the real owl, because the...
No, wait.
Yeah, Yoshimura isn't related to Aogiri. He just took the heat off of his own son by acting like the owl when they were chasing him. So there's like conflicting reports.
Like his Kagune and Kakuja to look like
yes.
that of his child.
Yeah, but when they went to Aogiri, that would make no sense for the manager to be there too. Like, that'd be strange.
Are you referring to the Aogiri raid where they are saving Kaneki?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe. The big fight where everyone was fighting.
That is Yoshimura?
That is Yoshimura.
Oh, okay. I guess Green is right then, and I'm stupid.
Well, that whole time I was looking at him being like, well, the back of his head is exactly the same. Like, are we?
Yeah. But he's like huge and muscle bound. I guess it's just a cape though. He's like 3 times his frame. I didn't think he was the manager at all.
That's his armor basically.
But I don't mean to kill the momentum or anything like that. I was just kind of baffled the entire time. Where it's like, I don't know. It was like
I didn't see any connection at all until they mentioned it.
From my perspective, he was like doing the Clark Kent thing, where like you slouch and they don't know you're Superman.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, another thing was like, again, because I thought that was Owl, and I thought Owl had one eye, and I was like, well, the manager doesn't have one eye. I've seen him go Ghoul mode. Exactly. I know that makes sense now, but like when I saw the fight way back, I had no reason to think it was the manager. Like, okay, he had a kind of similar hair, but that's true of a lot of characters in this. I mean, like point in case, like the flashback chapter with Yomu, he just looks like Kaneki. Like he has like the beak mask and he has the white hair, and he looked like Kaneki in his centipede form. Like here. Like this big, like this page, he just looked like him. I was like, oh, all right, this is that other guy. This isn't Kaneki, for example. Like he repeats a lot of hairstyles, kind of.
Yeah.
And that guy was like huge and towering. Like he was taller than the guys in armor. I guess he's wearing platforms. How is he so big then? Is it? Like that didn't seem like the manager, because I didn't think the manager was a towering giant of a man with 3-meter shoulders. Yeah. But anyways, we got there was a no-face guy in the flashback.
Yeah, I like that we see Uta's mask.
Yes. Yeah, that was a cool one. Yeah, that was a fun flashback, and I like the manager's flashback too. Like.
Yes, right. Yeah, we get his story finally.
The one lady who loves him. And she suffers so much. She has to eat and survives childbirth, and the baby is fine too, and then he has to kill her.
Yep.
Which is unfortunate. Yep. Man, I really hope nothing bad happens to Hinami. She's like one of my favorites, and she keeps being surrounded by crazy people.
I mean, that's definitely true. She's definitely getting surrounded by crazy people. Yeah. What else? Oh, right. Yeah, we have Kaneki runs into Toka again.
Yeah, that was. I like Toka with long hair. Although cute.
I prefer shorter.
I like the only reason I don't. Normally I would, but every time I saw her with short hair, she was drawn worse. So I don't like shorter hair Toka because she's uglier, because she has a derpy face. So I think.
Oh my god.
That was a good panel with him putting the pieces of the puzzle together.
Yeah, right. Takasuki also comes to visit the CCG and talks to Amon.
Yeah, that was odd. Yeah, they had a lot of stuff going on about curry. She takes notes. Yeah.
That's like funny that's the information she wants from him.
That's what she
related to the CCG. Yeah, like Amon is now thinking about some stuff. He's a
sharp guy. I like how he says he's gonna protect Akira. Yeah, and all that stuff. Like he's a cool dude.
He's a little bit of guts.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't
I mean, he's like inspired by him.
Yeah. So is every guy with a big sword, but
so is every guy.
So is Zabuza. There's.
Yes. Oh, right. We get introduced to like all the special class investigators and a little meeting.
Oh yeah, that was interesting. That was very Bleach. That was like them sitting around the table. Yeah, exactly. That was like all the Arankar at the meeting. Yeah, there was like a kooky looking dude. Yeah.
A little bit hard to read all the text on this.
I was like, I don't think I remember much of their names, but yeah. That was cool. Oh yeah, we also got Rize being a crazy straitjacket.
Right, yeah, the way she's being held, like barely getting any food.
For a second, I was worried that she didn't have limbs, because like the way she was held in the thing of the doctor, it was unclear if her arms were like stuck in something or if he had just amputated them to keep her in place. But she seems to have a straitjacket and have regrown or always had her limbs. Yeah, she could have regrown them. Yeah.
They will regenerate.
Yeah, especially her, because she has like crazy regen powers. Like that's one of her things, right? That's why Kaneki has that. Or is it because he's a one eye?
It's like a mix of different things.
Okay. Yeah, she was bananas. Yeah. I mean, this was a lot of Kaneki going to character, and character tells them the backstory.
Yeah.
Like which is fine. I get that they're setting up the things for this big conflict, but yeah, there's not going to be that much to talk about because it's just like I liked
basically just
the backstories were cool. Yeah.
Reframing Kaneki's perspective by giving him extra knowledge and stuff, and we see him like getting like sort of depressed about seeing Rize in that state because he modeled like his strength after her. Like
he had she's been his like tulpa in his brain for like the last ever since he went crazy at Aogiri. I think my favorite scene is probably just the reunion with her face looks really cute on that page. The reunion with Toka and her punching him and jumping at him and just being
I really like it.
I like how she snaps him out of like his edgelord phase of being like, I'm gonna murder everyone. She's like, that's stupid, and you're stupid for thinking it. And he's like, I guess I am actually. Yeah, I hadn't thought about it because he's been like surrounded by like his like posse of people who think he's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Even the new girl at the cafe thinks he is, so it's been so it's funny to see someone who knew him from when he was before just be like, what are you doing? Like that was kind of silly. That was a bit mean of her because she like sat on him, just like, what happened to you? And I was like, on the one hand,
like on
the one hand, I'm like, Kaneki himself like, I don't know, it's kind of confusing, but on the other hand, it's like Kaneki never did tell them that like he was held and tortured for like 10 days and that they put a centipede in his ear. Like that's what he should have said. When she's like, what happened to you? Oh, I don't know, I was horribly tortured and I witnessed, terror beyond your comprehension. I mean, I don't think you can really talk that much shit on him. Like it's easy to forget, but fair enough. Also, I mean, I'm not saying he was right to just be like, I'm gonna become a fucking crazy
the Tokyo Ghoul.
The Tokyo Ghoul, yeah, right, yeah. And then
in addition to it, like the other thing that just pisses Toka off is that Hide informed her about Kaneki's lying habit, and you see him actually do it in the conversation. So she knows that he is not talking.
No, that was good. Yeah, that was a nice touch from the Kita chapter. And actually, when he did that, I thought to myself, like thinking back, I think I have seen him do that gesture
if you go back
many times. Yeah, so that was nice. That was well planted by Yoshida there.
It's weird that we're actually kind of getting a convergence with PunPun a little bit.
Yeah,
with
that's
Kaneki.
True. And with Death the Kid too.
He's like, sweet kid who's like just gradually becoming more of an edgelord to deal with his problems, and then eventually it's like, do you really need to do this? Do you need to be a crazy monster gang leader guy?
Just because nothingness is really symmetrical doesn't mean you should go with that.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't
yeah.
mean you should be a pyramid. There's no reason.
Yeah. Also, that is such a. Sorry, but that was a crazy thing about Death the Kid too, where it's like, hey, nothingness is the ultimate form of symmetry.
I do enjoy that a lot.
That's such a weird angle.
I like it because it's like I like it a lot, like metaphorically, because it works really well, and it works well with all the visuals too, where it's like, yeah, and he's struggling with the whole balance thing. Like I enjoy that a lot.
It just amazes me that the little character quirks from the first couple chapters,
they're still going.
They're still around, and they're still becoming central. It's like, oh yeah, he's the god of death. It's like keeping balance is his whole thing. It's like, motherfucker, how did you do this?
It's good. I mean, it even made me think of like Egyptian stuff with like the scales and Anubis and all that. I was like, yeah, it's cool. He's a good shonen writer. I don't have much more to. Cool. I enjoyed these chapters a lot, but I guess Green did. Green. I'm like really excited to get the things going from all this setup. Okay.
In this part of this.
Oh, this is just God punishing me for trying to hold back the creature that is Michi.
Yep. What else is new?
What else is
new? Did you enjoy the final stretch, Green?
You'll have to wait a week.
Okay. I can deal with that.
I'm the Tokyo Ghoul now.
Should we? Do you have anything else you want to say?
Just small stuff like Toka running into Hide. They're talking about Kaneki, and it's the play is brought up again, which is interesting.
Oh yeah, I like that. Also, I like him eating spicy food. No.
There's like a lot in Tokyo Ghoul about like roles, like performing roles or taking the place of another person and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I enjoy all of that.
Yeah, This is just me. At this point, this is just me bitching about things I've said before.
Yeah.
But as we're nearing the end with Tokyo Ghoul, I'm looking at it thinking of like how it, the better version of how this could have went. Yeah. It really feels like the first 30 to 40% could have been like radically cut down, and then the elements. Or it even could have been kept
like it feels
in
like
place plot-wise.
We're like
but
in
the
the
elements
middle, but we're at the end.
Yeah, it's like the elements that were introduced in like the later 2/3 of the story, those should have been stretched out over like the entire run and like been there earlier and better. Like I know it's just hard to keep saying. I know everything comes down to Tokyo Ghoul just had a rough start. It does feel frustrating. It's like, damn it, we're finally getting like good character dynamics just in time for the story to end. It's like
we have Ri at least, so
we have Tokyo Ghoul Ri.
If you think of this,
only like 1/3 through the main story.
If you think of this as like one big story, then that problem is rectified. Just a minor thing. It's not about these chapters specifically, but just something I've been meaning to mention for a while. I mean, it's cute, the thing with keychains too, how he gives her a rabbit and the guy gives the other one a cat. But speaking of the cat, that reminded me, I knew she had a cat because I had noticed a funny panel with her father, and I wanted to give special commendation to all the little funny comics Ishida puts at the end of his volumes. Like, I love all those omake, they're funny. I like all the text message chats between people. Especially the ones with what is he called, Naki, the guy who can't fucking type. Yeah, those are all really funny. I liked all the poems he did with like with like each character having like this silly poem and all these goofy things.
Retelling of Momotaro.
Yeah, the guy with like the creepy teeth mask showed up and he pulled a donut off his coat. There was a lot of donut talk actually. Like they mentioned someone's eyes being glazed over, and they're like, "What? They're not donuts." Like there was a lot of mention of donuts for some reason. That was
my translation has it different because like it's like the word for glazed over and the word for to sit are apparently like the same ones. Or to stand, maybe it was, and she says something like, "What? Eyes don't have legs," or something like it.
They do in the kanji. Yeah. I'm happy. I've enjoyed Tokyo Ghoul pretty much the same since the shift in Aogiri. It's been like solid. Yeah.
Were those the K-On! Girls? And
I
saw that too.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever.
I guess.
Why is this here? I mean, the internet is reading Michi's mind.
I guess so. Yeah.
He is a monster, and that's Ging. What the fuck?
No, that's gone. Or is it Ging? Oh,
No, it's not.
It's Jing.
Look, it's Tokyo Ghoul.
Tokyo Jing. Yeah.
Yes.
I liked a little sort of almost jump scare at the university when we like get to see the poster of Carnegie, or rather, at first we don't see that's the poster, and then we zoom out and it's the missing person poster. I think that was done.
Yeah,
very well.
yeah, that was
running into that guy that reminds her of Carnegie.
Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed all that. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, strong.
All right. About the family situation that
that you alluded to.
Do you want to know about that, or do you want to? I don't know.
I don't mind.
Figure it out.
I don't mind you telling me.
Okay, how to put it? First off, the more obvious thing is the Quinker that Arima uses, the lightning Quinker, which is a strange new power that we see. Because
yeah, that was cool. It looked like a dueling spear, and then he blocks an attack with it, and then it shoots out a laser.
I don't mean the spear, but the other one he has.
Oh, okay.
That shoots lightning. That one was made from Yomo's sister, if that wasn't obvious.
Ah, because that makes sense now, especially because that when he shoots it, is the panel where he's like, revenge, huh? Yeah,
and Arima also says when Yomo just unleashes his Kagunu, I have seen that Kagunu before, or something like that. And if you think back of the Arogiri arc, there's a panel that is almost the exact same, but with Ayato doing the same thing with his Kagune. So if you puzzle out the...
Ayato is the guy with the mask, is he? The cover is to the bottom. Oh, that guy, sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so Yomo is Toka and Ayato's uncle. And,
it's their uncle.
Yomo's sister was... their mother.
Their mother.
Oh my god.
Does Toka know that he's the uncle?
At this point, I don't think they know, but I think they puzzle it out themselves, and it just gets mentioned later on in
It's interesting. I mean, it makes sense that a lot of ghouls would be related to each other because there's much less of them than there are humans, so therefore necessarily they must be closer. Every ghoul must be just a few cousins from each other ghoul, probably. I mean, they have to be, right? That's how numbers work. Smaller the population, and people have to be more closely related. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. I didn't notice that. That's nice.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. Well, shit. Volume 7. What are the chapters? I just looked at the whole volume.
What, for PunPun?
Yeah.
I think it's volume 8.
Yeah, it is volume 8. But what chapters are those? Around 80, maybe? Maybe less, 70?
I have it right here.
I had it.
79 is the first chapter.
Oh, there you go. I was almost spot on.
Yep, it's the Sachi.
It's the Sachi arc.
Chapter.
Sachi is a good character. Controversial.
Yeah. She might be the best character after the uncle.
Yeah.
Which is weird because they both kind of fill similar roles a little bit. Just their important relationships with PunPun, which.
See, this is weird for me
which are complicated. Yeah.
I think I like Sachi less than you guys, just because I feel like PunPun does, and I just want to see. Aiko. I just want him to find Aiko. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. She's okay,
well,
but but she's no Aiko. So
I mean, that's the whole point of Sachi. Is
I know, but
it's being confronted with a more complicated, less pure, more give and take relationship. That's obviously way better for the person.
No, she's perfect for him because she knows exactly. I mean, she spells it out when she says you're lucky. People like you normally don't have people look out for them, and that's what I like doing. And then he falls out of the triangle. But it's also funny because she's really good at handling the kind of person that PunPun is, because most people who try and handle him try and give him space or be really nice to him and understanding, but what he needs is someone to just be very insistent with him, stubbornly. Like how she won't take no for an answer about the book. And he's like, I won't write it. And she's like, I look forward to seeing it. And he's like, God damn it, no, I have to write it. She tricked me. Yeah.
Simultaneously, she is also very like understanding with the whole situation where PunPun thinks that she has a boyfriend and it's actually her ex-husband.
Yeah, like that's the fun. That hurts so much.
Yeah, every normal woman that would not be into PunPun would be like very upset about him reacting that way, and Sachi is just completely fine with it.
I'm not saying, but it's different in the way that other people have been like when the aunt, I mean, obviously she did what she did, but when she was like trying to be understanding, she was more like coddling with him, is what I mean. Like, Sachi is more like, oh, is that so? That's fine. Like, she's just like not judgmental at all. Like when she hears, when he says he jerked off to her, she just like laughs.
Well, she has an incredible tolerance for bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
And she can just kind of roll with what PunPun is.
There's a lot of bullshit, so...
bullshit all the way down.
Yeah, I think she kind of sees him as like a project a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
oh, this guy, I'm not gonna hitch myself to him too quickly, but he has potential. He might get better.
A lot of women do also just like having like a guy they can be like, I can fix him,
Wait, where are these women? Do you know any?
None that can fix you, unfortunately. So it would be an exercise in redundancy.
I was built different, as the kids would say.
That feeling when.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's really nice. Like, it's a nice set of chapters. I like.
It could like if PunPun wasn't so broken by his earlier experience, he would be exactly in the position that like every normal person could
right?
be happy in.
That's like that's like what he
maybe.
Well, he's just like the. I've just blanked. Asano is just like being like dangling this in front of the readers, like, hey, things could not turn out so badly for PunPun after all. Look at this. Like, it's not what he wanted, but it's a relationship. He's they're good for each other.
Yes.
It's a real Mick Jagger situation.
Yeah, he's having creative, like, he's finding something he might be passionate about for once. Has someone who believes in him.
Developing value that is not entirely composed of like weakly giving other people what they want. I mean,
even just like going out to be with them at like cafes and stuff is a lot better than just like going to work, then coming home and listening to your neighbors fuck as you turn into a fucking demon.
It's so sad because this is literally probably her, and to a lesser extent the landlord at the same time. Probably the best thing that could possibly land in PunPun's lap. And he is immediately fumbling it so bad.
Not immediately, but still,
the
background. That's so funny. Yippee! I'm not a pyramid anymore. Little satchel.
And it's and the pyramid thing, it's like reality. It's like he's hanging on to Aiko, which is just an idea, like a fleeting memory of something that happened when he was a little kid. And then he's portraying himself as a pure stereotype of a human. He's like, he's literally just like what an alien from Mars would try to just like put on as a disguise that they had to throw together real quick. That's his pyramid form. It's just the stereotype of what a normal person is. And then this is reality. This is like a specific, real, complicated thing that actually cares about him specifically. It's just sad. It's just sad.
It is.
One tiny thing I noticed. Oh, I was just gonna say rereading. This is just an aside, but his face he does when he like turns into a statue. I was not sure what that was the first time. But it's like, oh, this must be some folklore thing I don't understand or some religious thing. But then I think I understand a bit more because in training to learn Japanese, the program I use when it showed the kanji for omoshiroi, which is like interesting or or amusing. It showed a very similar face to this, and he makes this face like when he finds out that she doesn't have a boyfriend, she's divorced. He goes like, "Oh, interesting." He's like, "I see." like tell me more. Like,
okay,
yeah.
I
think this
sense.
face is this face is like intrigued, but also
intrigued.
like scared and weirded out at the same time.
Yeah, Omoshiro is like to show intrigue, so that makes sense. What were you gonna say, Joe? Sorry, I just want to mention that while I saw his face.
we finally also get the closest look to what PunPun actually looks like.
Yes, the famous sketch. Yeah,
but I had no idea he had like black scribbles all over his face.
I was gonna say I didn't think he had like the kind of long like Japanese neat guy hair, like not neat as in like well kept, like neat like stays at home, like letting your hair just kind of get out of hand like that a bit. Yeah, he just
somehow he looks like he reminds me like in that picture of Light Yagami for some reason.
Yeah, kind of.
Not quite the same.
He looks a bit like Inyo Asano too, but he looks like the drawing of every. Whenever there's like a guy who went to like a middle school and killed everyone with a sushi knife, like that's the sketch that they draw of him. It's always like
that's that. That's the sketch for all of them.
Exactly. Like that's all done together.
Also, am I crazy, or was there actually a picture of Inyo Asano in this volume?
Inyo Asano shows up in the... No, because they didn't go to the manga publishers this volume yet. That's the next volume, isn't it? When they go to like send their manuscript, he is the editor who turns them down. Is Inyo Asano. There's
a collage at some point in this sequence where there's just a random face that's been put through a filter that just like says something about dicks, I think.
That wouldn't weird me out.
And I paused. I was like, is that Inyo Asano? It kind of looks like him because it kind of looks like Tite Kubo, but like haggard, sad.
He kind of looks like, he does look like that. Like he has like bleached blonde hair the times I've seen him. I don't know if he showed up in the stretch because I
don't remember.
I don't think so because I have it mixed up on like where the divisions are because I've read far ahead. But
also, by the way, super realistic depiction. Every landlord's middle-aged daughter is exactly like this.
That was the greatest arguments of all time with the millennials. That was great. You kids just think you're entitled to all this shit. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
And it's like this lady is kind of full of shit, but PunPun is such a loser. He has no defense against it.
Yeah, well, PunPun would never argues like back stuff. He just silently hates the person. Like even just jumping up ahead, but like later when her ex like reams him out, he doesn't fight back. All he says is like, I can't get along with people like you, something like that. Like you're the kind of people I hate the most, and he just like leaves. Like that's his response, is not to like stand up for himself, is just to say like I hate you.
I mean when
I can relate.
That's the thing. Like when there's not a whole lot of investment between you and other people, the easiest thing is to just leave.
Please just stop picking on me.
It's not like PunPun's going to get anything from like asserting himself.
His crying, shaking triangle face there.
I win.
God,
I like the
landlord
guy.
Oh, I like him too.
The landlord guy is so cool. Well, he's just like the ultimate like wise older man who like he's not like I said last time, he's not necessarily happy, but he just knows how to roll with life, trying to help bring up.
I sure hope nothing bad happens to him ever.
Same. Also, have you noticed that in some shots his head looks a lot like a penis? Oh, that one. Yeah. That one right there. I don't know how I missed that the first time.
He is the guy who offered the let's call them the deuteragonists, the other two guys who show up sometimes. He offered them the part-time cleaning up, but he didn't have a toupee back then. Like this is like a thing only when he meets PunPun. He has this like ridiculous toupee he wears now that looks like a dick, and it's just like the stupidest thing. I don't know why he suddenly got one but didn't have one before. Like, I guess he was more confident before.
Did you notice, like, I think in the scene where PunPun calls Sachi to go to the fireworks with him, where the manager's neck is, like, super long. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is something funny too, because it's like like you were saying, Sachi is like this person that shows up and is like, PunPun's lucky that she like kind of like wants to help people like him when she meets one, and the manager goes out of his way to go contact him after him living there a while. He's like, listen, I see you, you know, come up and down, and you seem kind of down, and I want to ask you like what's up. And it's like, that's the thing with like introverts, is like they will just sit around like waiting for someone to approach them other than like talking to people. But there's also a good side to that, because like a lot of the people that would take the time to approach them tend to be like very, if not just like good people, at least like interesting people that would probably be good for them to talk to, you know. Like it does have like bad effects of loneliness, and on the whole I think it's probably a bad approach, but it does have a nice filtering effect where it means you don't meet a lot of like disingenuous, like superficial people, at least, I think.
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing about introverts. Being an introvert is fine, but they don't do well when they're just like literally alone.
Yeah.
Like they do best when they have like more moderate people around them who will like kind of include them and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just being an introvert who goes your own way, you're just going to go, you know, months without interacting with another human being. You know, not that I would know anything about that.
No, of course.
Yeah.
That is so genius, the way he does that, like fake out with the boyfriend thing, because the creep cult guy is like hitting on her, and he sits out there and he says what PunPun is thinking for him, and he just makes the fucking pained like, how did he capture? That's exactly the expression of realizing someone you like has a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Like that is the face. Like it almost seems like he just went around, like asked an assistant to make that face, like make a face like you just found out this situation. Just like photographed him and put a filter on it. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, bring your girlfriend to work. I'm gonna make out with her while you stare at a camera.
It's all in the pursuit of art.
Yeah, and it's so PunPun too, because it's not just the pain of disappointment. It's going, yeah, I'm an idiot for even trying in the first place.
This. Yeah, like,
yeah, what did you think, idiot? How dare you put yourself out there?
And she's gonna be your girlfriend? Yeah.
Yeah, it was too good to be true. You just look like an idiot now to everyone because you thought this could be real.
The only thing worse now would be, I don't know, if they did become boyfriend and girlfriend, then he fumbled it somehow. Like, that would just be the stupidest thing. That'd be even worse than her actually having had a boyfriend. I don't know. But that's a good that was a good like thing to end the volume on, is her being like, it's okay to fall in love. Like, that's
oh god,
because like the whole time there's like a lot of
like if he doesn't want to, they still like work together and are like friends, and if not, then they are a couple. Like,
it's great.
Everything.
Yeah, because that works out.
And that was the end of PunPun. Actually, that's how it ended. She was like, she essentially said yes to his love confession, and we can imagine how they spent the rest of their days as a nice couple. Probably had kids and sorted out their problems. Yeah, that's cool.
Also, this didn't really come up. What do you think about her, like the surgery thing?
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that is weird. Like, oh, everyone was mean to me growing up, so I got a bunch of plastic surgery.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a very Japanese or Asian thing to do.
Yeah, it is. Did they ever address her dad beating her and making her bleed out of her head? Like, I guess she just left home. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she just had a shitty life and moved on. She did the same thing.
She says like one sentence or something about it, and then that's it.
That makes it especially weird, because like she already looked like that when they were teenagers, so that was like very. Yeah, like early on she did this, and like
the first time we see her when
she has like blonde hair. Yeah.
No, it's not blonde. It's also black, I think.
No, it's not. No, when he's a child. Sorry, no. When she's fat, she is. But when you see her at the art exhibit, she has blonde hair.
It's like dyed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah. One interesting thing about this group of chapters was it fleshes out her relationship with the fats. With her fat friend a lot, like the fat friend seems kind of like more annoying and like and just like a dumbass early on, where she's being like, "I'm so cute, aren't I? Haha, order salad," sort of thing. But then actually, she has like really good reads on her, and you can understand why they're friends because they have a very good like relationship of like kind of like throwing like these silly jabs at each other, but deep down you can tell they're like the only friend the other one has had for a long time, and they, you know, like that like seeming airhead friend is a lot more understanding than you'd think. I like his friend from like high school hanging out with them too. Like it's a fun friend group.
Yeah. And they both like work at the porn video store.
Yeah, they had many like odd little jobs. Like they had one panel where they're like doing like a clicker counter to see how many people go past something.
Yeah, PunPun's wearing like a bear suit at one point.
Yeah, it was like a bear suit outside of a store. Like he just keeps getting like whatever work he can find.
Yeah. He lets himself grow a little mustache at some point during the time skip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
doesn't look very good.
He has like a Fu Manchu. That sucks. Yeah. I love the visual like metaphor with like when he has like his big breakdown when he thinks she has a boyfriend, and he goes home and he hears the guys fucking, and he has like that. I love that like sequence of pages where it's like just like noise, and you like imagines you see like the like shoujo manga thing like recontextualized where the girl's like, hey, what, you're a pervert, you want to see me naked, and then it's like fucking there's like the clutter of noises and of crowds over it. Like I love that entire sequence a lot actually. Like that was some good stuff. I really like that. Yeah, I'm not finding any images of it to show, but yeah.
And Seki and Shimizu actually run into Aiko, proving that it would have been possible for PunPun to find her if he had just been running around.
I mean, he did find her one time already doing that accidentally, and then he just caught on a train. Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole element too. Sachi just calls him out, saying, "You don't really want to find Aiko. Like, if you wanted to get a hold of her, it would not be particularly difficult.
Yeah, you could go to like the school and probably find some sort of
you're doing something that has like a 0.001 chance of working. I mean, because you want to spend your life like on a retarded quest that never actually happens. That
was a good call out.
Yeah, that was good. I like that too when she shows up again. This is a very strange point to make, but it props to Asano with being able to draw a fake smile convincingly. That's quite hard. Like when you see her in the model magazine, and he's like, "Oh, she's so bad at fake smiling." I was like, "Yeah, that actually does look like a fake smile immediately. Like, well done." Yeah, that's awkward. That's an awkward scene. She just pretends to not to know them. Yeah.
Up, man. Also, that constellation panel is good. It represents like the connections clicking in his head.
He just says like a brain blast, and then he drops out of the pyramid.
Yeah. Again, it's the reality thing. Like he fixated on space. Right. Like he fixated on space when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And it became this like symbolic thing to him. It's like, he's not only looking at space, he's understanding it, and it's like
there's all the connections because he has like the thing with the telescope early on. Then he has the looking at the night sky with his friends. Then he sees the painting which she made, and his dad also in all the secretly his mom in all the letters always just mentions space to him, and he studies to be a scientist.
We need to get into that. Like PunPun saying Sachi reminds him of his mother.
That's weird.
That's a whole can of worms.
That was like landmine territory. Like
that's one of those things you should like not even think, much less say out loud.
Just say that's bad.
So
we just had Akira say Almon reminds her of her father, and PunPun say she reminds her of his mother. These people are not okay.
I mean, this is what she signed up for.
It is, yeah.
Well,
my face win.
I mean, and in an abstract way, it kind of makes sense because she's very brazen. She's very comfortable with like awkward situations. She's she's very willing to assert herself socially. She's not a fucking nut like the mother is, but there are some connections there.
She has obviously like big issues with like self-worth and security, and obviously the whole plastic surgery thing is worrying, and she has like a lot of hang-ups. But compared to most of the characters so far, she is like way more well-adjusted. Like, yeah, okay, you're like that, but you didn't, I don't know, rape your nephew, or you didn't participate in a crazy psychodrama where someone really got murdered with a hammer. Right. You didn't try and stab your own child to death.
Of the uncle again, we can more and more again see how PunPun like resembles him.
Because he does the no-fap challenge, like his uncle did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird that he was presumably PunPun was not around for the uncle saying he jerked off for the first time in years, but he still managed to recreate the exact same opening line.
He also smokes now because of his uncle, which is funny.
He also.
I don't know if we see him smoke right now, but like soon after this, I know we do. Like when he's Takashi and he bangs a girl, she's like, no smoking in here, because he like wants to light a cigarette afterwards, and it's like, yeah. I think he might smoke.
Maybe Takashi smokes.
We know he has at least smoked a few cigarettes.
Yeah, he smokes a bit. He's addicted to like vending machine coffee drinks, and he smokes.
He also does what the uncle does, where when he's feeling sexually weird, he like overindulges in porn. Yes. Like the uncle had his session in the living room, and PunPun apparently rented a bunch of like lolly DVDs. And
that was interesting.
Just going to town. In his
also,
room and
both of them, their preferred technique is like lie on the floor and geyser into the air. Seems to be like a family thing. They're very over the top in how they jerk off.
Yeah, there was also a panel where PunPun was like leaning against the wall, and I was like confused. It took me a moment to figure out what he was doing.
He listens to his neighbors a lot, and then he does it so hard. Because the wall is not really a wall; it's like a tatami wardrobe, like. And there's one where he goes so hard he like knocks the doors over onto himself.
Good for him. I don't care how sad I am. I don't have the joints for that malarkey.
You're too old. He's 18. You're
you're
65.
No cartilage. No cartilage left.
You see like 1.5 years of his life in this stretch, which is kind of time that is
only good bright spot in his life.
I mean,
basically.
that's the unfortunate thing about getting older is early on each like 2 to 3 year jump was like incredibly significant, and he's changed completely, and now it's like it doesn't matter after you're 18 how much time is passing, because you're pretty much just the same for a bit. You just get fatter and older, I guess. Sad. But aside from that, like he's just been stuck doing menial minimum wage jobs for his entire adult life. It's cool.
They're pushing each other. Oh, it's also great that he's just not that good to start out with. I mean, he's even better than he should be, which is funny, but Asano takes him to task. Like, he's not gonna be great right off the bat, of course. Him and Sachi, they kind of represent like the two ways of being like a broken person. Where Sachi's like, I'm never gonna be as okay as I would be if I was just an intact person, but I'm holding it together the best I can, and I can basically function, and sometimes I wake up screaming in the middle of the night, but whatever, just I just apologize to neighbors. And then PunPun is just, he never fixes his problems really, and he just slowly gets worse and worse and worse. It's like,
she has much more resilience and endurance, and part of that is because she probably had an even harder childhood than him. I mean, it seems like it if her dad just used to kick the shit out of her. She still has the perseverance to keep trying to be an artist and an author, in spite of like all the tough stuff, and she's going through like a big slump in her artistic powers. And PunPun is just a silly, jumpy guy.
Yeah, PunPun never found anything he really cared about that
like
kind of grounded him.
Every single like what do you call it, like not like like conviction, like ultimatum promise to himself he has made, he's always like reneged on. He's like, I'm gonna become this, I'm gonna do this. That doesn't do it. Because it's hard to keep up vows and
silly hat.
resolutions. It's hard to keep up resolutions like that.
Looks like a Mongolian.
If only he could go to Planet PunPun. He does look like a Mongolian like chieftain. Yeah. That's the. I don't think we covered this one, did we? 91. I don't think we got. That's Asano, but he's blurry because of this image. But that's when they go to. When they go to the manga publishers, he's the guy who chews them out.
Well,
yeah, PunPun.
That might be it.
That might be it. PunPun forever.
So it looks like we're going to finish Tokyo Ghoul next time. Then we're going to finish
Soul Eater,
and then we'll probably finish PunPun the third time. Man, we need to be thinking about our next manga. I mean, Jaws is punting, but me and you need to think about what we're going to put up.
No, I said I was going to do Takapi's Original Sin next, I think.
Right.
I'm going to read it real quick.
Okay, yeah, I think. Everyone's right except me. I need to think of things. Okay.
Indeed. Comment what you want the next manga to be.
Yeah. One viewer who comes by sometimes. We know you're out there.
We value you, one viewer. There's Asano. There he is.
Yeah.
Silly guy.
But there might be someone we need you to assassinate in the near future, Decode the message based on use prime numbers to pick out our words in order. Well, all right.
Okay.